When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. LA Guns, you know that band.
Hell yeah, man. Was it The Ballad of Jane? That was like their big hit. Back when I was a kid watching Headbangers Ball.
They played a gig on an outdoor stage in Texas, and while the band were on stage, their guitarist Tracy Guns performed from inside a backstage bathroom, and they're saying the reason that this had to be done is that Tracy suffers from a panic disorder.
So yeah, like a panic attack. Dude, that's because he's like the founder. He's like the star of LA Guns. I mean, obviously you have a front man, but like he's the reason why people love LA Guns is Tracy Guns. So that's kind of a trip that you show up to see. Maybe you're like, I can't wait to finally get to see Tracy Guns perform. And then you're like, where's Tracy? I hear him. Oh, he's on the pooper.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was having some, gastrointestinal issues. But
in there, man.
For the entire set?
Yeah,
well, not the whole set.
I mean, what do you have? Some pepperoni and salami?
We've known some performers that just, they stay on the set and just do what they do while they're doing their job. But he says he mostly has his panic disorder under control, but I guess the excessive heat triggered an episode that led to him playing in a bathroom 20 feet from the stage. And the room was quickly equipped with an audio monitor and video screen along with Guns gear.
And a microphone. He had the amp. Dude, the visual is insane because somebody took video of the bathroom. Like, this is where Tracy's playing, and then turned their camera. And it was like not that far from the stage. And then you could see the band rocking out up on the stage. So he's not very far removed from the band, but he's just isolated in a bathroom.
Wow. Here's a little audio from the backstage bathroom as Tracy played their song Speed.
I'm gonna do something. Well, how about you want something loud? You want something fast? Woo. You want something heavy? Alrighty then. Let's have the motherfucking speed! Tracy Guns!
Wow, that's
dude, that's crazy.
That's nuts, man. Oh yeah. Well, that sometimes will happen too. See, I would have to be in the bathroom.
Dude, turn the microphone off at least when you're doing that.
Yeah,
come on, buddy.
Jeez, Tracy.
It's not a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Damn, that's quite the flush.
Yeah, right. I don't know. How would you feel about that? It's a tough one for me because obviously panic disorders are a thing. I just feel like people used to they would just power through it by getting trashed on stage.
So you'd rather him just get trashed and return to an addiction, Mr.
No, you don't have to. I think that's what I'm saying is that I think it's really cool.
Oh, I was like, for the guy who's all about mental health, you're like, screw it, put on your big boy pants and suck down some alcohol.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. I remember like the show must go on, but I think it's really cool that actually you get to find a way to honor your health because back in the day, people would just power through it and a lot of times with alcohol. Yeah. So,
honestly, like I would be bummed that I didn't get to see him. He did go up at the end to kind of like do the curtain call bow to everybody like, hey, thanks for coming out. So that would be nice. Knowing what was going on, and I'm sure they addressed it, I would be like, Bummer, but what a cool thing that he could even still do it. Because, I mean, dude, I'm sure we all, at some point, you have a panic attack. They ain't no joke. And if this helps him be able to still perform, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he did.
And no pun intended, did not sound crappy at all.
Oh, do you know if they actually showed him in there at least to the crowd? Because they have those big monitors. I think I would like to have at least seen that he was there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, again, obviously, you shut the monitor off if Tracy's got to do some stuff.
I love that he put a video up on his Instagram showing what he was doing, though. I think there's something really interesting about that. Like,
yeah, it's hard to hate on the guy.
No,
yeah.
I mean, what are you like? Damn you and your mental stuff. Like, get up there on stage and
well,
do it.
it shows you how far we've come because that would not have been an excuse. They would never have allowed that 30 years ago. There's just no way. They would have said, "No, you get out there and play."
Would it be weirder if it was the singer, though? Like, I mean, as much as we all love Tracy, he's the guitarist, so at least
that's interesting.
That would be. I mean, he would have great acoustics because bathrooms have good acoustics, right?
Good call. Yeah, good point.
It does say that the entire bathroom performance was streamed, so the fans could watch him play.
That's amazing.
All right, you know what I mean. At least in that case, it's like, all right, he's there. I'm hearing him. There's a reason. Yeah, I would have been bummed. Like, you've got the technology. There's got to be a way. Good for them for setting it up so quickly. I mean, it's amazing they were able to do that and just get everything in the bathroom real quick.
It's insane, the technology. I remember talking to our buddy Jesse Smith, who's a great drummer, part of like a Bon Jovi tribute band Journey as well. He has the Uber Beats Studios, and I remember going down there to check out the studios and like the practice spaces and all that. And then he showed me one of the practice spaces that he had with his band, and they had like a video camera in there, and I'm like, well, what do you have the video camera? Like, you guys like live streaming stuff? You're like, no, sometimes our singer can't come to practice, but the technology is there where he can be at home with a microphone. And if he has a good enough internet connection, it's so minimal, the lag, that it's fine for practice. Obviously, it's not perfect, but so that they could still practice as a band.
Wow. While
he's at home. And I'm like, man, that is just an insane thing that we're that good at with technology.
Get that high-speed internet, baby.
Yep. So with this, I mean, you didn't have to worry about that. You just wire microphone cables in there. But still, you're right, man. That's quick thinking by the road crew.
Yeah. I am happy to see that this is where we are. It's one of those moments I point to when people go, "Oh, the world's in rotten shape. I hate." It's like this is one of the things that just would not have happened 30 years ago. You would not have been allowed to do this. You would have been chastised by everybody. Mm-hmm. And it makes you wonder, Steve. It really makes me wonder when we know all the people that have had addiction issues and worse in the world of music. How many of them had basically what Tracy has, and they just weren't able to get a healthy solution to it?
I mean, it's sad to bring up because it was so new, but Taylor Hawkins is a perfect example of that. Here's a guy who, I mean, even though he was a ham up on stage and always brought a larger-than-life persona up there, had massive stage fright. And I guess it was getting so bad that that's what led him to getting back on drugs again, at least according to some of the stories.
Yeah, I mean, you self-soothe the way you can. I mean, that's why a lot of people go, "I can't believe you can't put down the donut or you can't get off the alcohol." It's like, yeah, I mean, when your body is used to basically getting rid of the worst feeling you have in a way that does work for you, it's hard to break that habit. And then if you have a physical dependency on top of that, forget about it.
Someone brought up a good point. Apparently, Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys had so much anxiety being on stage in front of people that he had a piano in front of him that wasn't even hooked up just to help with his anxiety. I mean, before that, he wouldn't even go on stage. Like the Beach Boys, he would write the songs, but wouldn't tour with the band because he just couldn't handle the stage fright.
You know, when the younger you are, the easier it is to handle. But you get older, and then you realize your body cannot take the normal self-soothing routine, which would be drugs and alcohol. Yeah, I'd heard that about Brian, too. And you know, a lot of people said, "Oh, that man's just crazy." And it's like, no, the guy's just got anxiety issues like a lot of human beings.
Bro, I lived it, man. I saw Brian Wilson with the Wonderments, I think, at the Puyallup Fair. And they were doing Pet Sounds. And he was legit up there on stage with a keyboard, not plugged in. And I mean, it was pretty entertaining to watch because he's just kind of pretending, like not even trying to act like he's playing it's almost like he's just like as a kid, like when you just kind of like have all of your fingers hitting all the keys and he's singing and nobody cared. Like, if that's what makes him feel comfortable up on stage. But it was funny to see, like, here's a guy just, he has the talent to play that piano. I mean, he obviously wrote so many great Beach Boys songs, but this was just a crutch so that he could be in front of all of us.
And I never knew that. What your mind would go, does this guy want us to believe he's playing this? Can he not play anymore? Because you just think in your brain,
right?
Oh, he can't play anymore, and so he's got to make it look he does. I would never have thought it was, oh no, this is his way of being able to be on stage without freaking out.
And then part of me was wondering, did he finally just accept that, like, nobody knows, nobody thinks I'm actually playing, screw it, I'm not even going to try and pretend. Like, I'm just going to be like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't it be nice? Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. I say, well, you know what, Steve? You have a chance. See, you can go up and play the piano now, or at least have a track. There you go. Yeah, so that's good stuff, man. I do love to see stuff like that happen in life.
Well, and Tracy Gunn seemed like he had a really good attitude about it. Like, you see him in the bathroom sitting there, and he's just kind of smiling. I don't know why when I first heard the story, I thought it was a porta potty. So I'm like, that's going to suck.
Ew. Oh, yeah, you're right. I thought that, too.
But you watch the video, you realize it's just a nice bathroom that's set, I guess, on the side of the stage.
Now, that's going to be the new writer is like, look, for the LA Guns, we need a nice bathroom. To perform in. To what? Oh, no. We need a bathroom to perform in.
And a long guitar cord.
Yes.
Now I'm just curious about the acoustics of a porta potty.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to know about... No, I'll let you find that out on your own.
I don't think they would be very good.
Yeah, well, again, you
it's
too.
Plastic.
But we don't know.
It's muggy in there already.
Don't even want to even imagine having to be there for an entire... That would... I mean, it's just... I would be like, this guy just did stellar duty if for some reason the porta potty made him... There you go.
Sure did.
Yeah. But imagine that. I mean, for me, to have to be in the bathroom the whole time would drive me crazy. I would, I want to be out in an open space. But for him, obviously, it was very comforting. Yeah. But it would drive me crazy to go. As much stage fright as I would have or whatever, I'd be like, I can't be in here. This is claustrophobic.
Yeah, it looked like a decent size. What if someone else needed to use the bathroom and they just kind of walked in while all that was going on?
Funny,
sorry about that.
Yeah, that, you know what, when we do our Pain in the Grass kind of shows, me, I'm always using the bathroom, so it could very well be me going, hey, buddy, I know you're doing a show, but I need to do what I need to do here. We got a woman that just shared that she is attracted to fences. Yeah. You're going to hear from her at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a woman, her name is Erica, and she became famous for marrying the Eiffel Tower after a documentary about her attraction to inanimate objects was released. So we've had somebody on the show. Was it Ed, the guy that loved cars?
Ed Smith.
Ed Smith, baby.
Yeah,
no relation.
Yeah, not Ted Smith.
Ted
Smith.
Yeah,
came to some of our work events, had a beer with us, and he also has a romantic interest in vehicles.
It really is. It fascinates me just because ever since I started doing therapy, man, it's just how the human brain works in certain people. Because Ed Smith is a guy who you'd hang out with, seemed like a regular dude. And then when it came to, that, you're like
a regular amongst us weirdos.
Well, look, there's everybody that's quirky,
I know. I give Ed a hard time because we always had some fun with him. He's a good sport. Right. He's a good sport, but he's got his quirks just like the rest of us. His just involve cars.
Yeah. Well, that's the key is that, I know quirky people, but at the end of, they still in the bedroom prefer to be with a human being. Right. So that's where it's like, wow, Ed, I would never have picked you to be that guy. And it's just fascinating. And now you've got this woman, Erica, who has a new attraction. She's, the Eiffel Tower was a fling, apparently.
I remember the story about the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. And I don't know if she's still married to the Eiffel Tower or not, because she's kind of got a wandering eye, because her latest attraction is a red picket fence. And
well, that answers my question if it was a wood or wire metal.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good looking fence. I don't know if I would want to go be with it, but
it's very pointy. I don't know.
But I mean, as a homeowner, I'm like, dude, that's a pretty sweet fence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as a homeowner, yes. As a romantic interest, no.
Oh, and there she is on top of the fence. She's actually on top of the fence.
Oh, hey, look at that.
It's like a bicycle to her.
Wow, that. Okay. I mean, she's got all her clothes on, but still, she is on the fence, galloping style.
This isn't like a make 'em up. This isn't an SNL skit or something like that.
And again, as I'm looking at her in the video, she just looks like an average, ordinary person. She looks like she could be just somebody's mom, a young mom ready to take her kid off to school or something. But now she's, oh boy.
The video is
she's being
like
very
nothing
sensual.
she's doing is technically wrong to be seen on television, but knowing the context.
That's the thing.
And you see the way she's touching that fence.
Yeah.
Not exactly what I expected to see first thing in the morning today.
No. Erica identifies as an objectum sexual, which is a professional term that says it's a person who can become romantically and sexually attracted to inanimate objects. Here's Erica talking about being an objectum sexual.
I did not expect to find a fence like this here at all. He's perfect. I mean, this is the shape that I like so much. These angles, fabulous. Fences are such dangerous objects for me because they are so perfect in their geometry.
She almost sounds just like a math nerd.
Yeah.
But like a sexual math nerd.
Well, there are people that are sexually attracted to intelligence. They don't care what you look like. But if you seem intelligent enough for them to get aroused, they get aroused. I mean, human beings are amazing, man.
There's something for everyone,
Yeah, I mean, Rev, we didn't think you'd find anybody.
And then you found that fence.
Yep.
You found that
good fence with a gate that swings wide open.
And the barbed wire really got you.
And it came with that really nice lady. You're like, fine, I'll marry her too.
So a TikTok video was posted that shows her, and we've been watching the TikTok of her straddling the fence and touching it. So while she's straddling, while she's touching, here's what she's saying about said red fence.
I mean, I have to say there is a lot of physical stuff going on right now. I mean, and I think that happens between human relationships as well, but I'm definitely physically attracted to this fence. And I would like to get to know this fence better. Oh, you are sweet.
Damn.
Very, very sweet.
Very jealous of that fence.
To quote one of our texters.
City folks just don't get it.
I don't know if I want to take her to the city and see a city fence. She might lose her mind. There's a lot of cool city fences, Steve.
I mean, I'll just keep her around chain link fences. It seems like that's not a problem.
Okay, so chain link she's not attracted to.
Right,
it's kind of like, it's like the me of fences. She'll be safe around that.
It's all about the wood.
Oh, hey.
Fences are expensive, man.
Yeah, they are.
Are they?
Dude, yeah, that's why I haven't been able to do a new gator fence, because they are super expensive right now.
I had to pay a good penny because when they put that new house up next to me, I couldn't convince the builder to put a fence up, and I thought the new people, I probably should have waited it out because I think the new people would have put a fence up.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want my privacy, so I put the fence up, and I'm the one. And Rev's right. They, especially with wood, and the high cost of wood lately, forget about it.
It's gone down a little bit, but at one point that lumber was pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah. And I think, I'm not sure if I was right smack dab in the middle of that lumber situation, but it was not pretty.
Someone said at least she's into ginger fences, because she did say she likes a red fence.
The red ones, yeah.
All right, there we go.
At what point do you realize that? That's, I think, the thing that always fascinates me
I think when your body starts getting the feelings, yeah.
But was it like you're just walking and maybe you touch the fence, woo? I mean, is there a defining moment that you realize I'm attracted to this?
Well, Steve, I guess let's just be like that moment when you all of a sudden thought, okay, women are interesting.
Yes, Batgirl on the old Batman show when I was a kid.
Stuff started happening, didn't it?
Yes.
So, I mean, I imagine it's the same thing. She walks by that red fence, and it's a Batgirl moment.
I know. It's just it's so interesting to me that an inanimate object would get you into that mindset.
Yeah, I know. It is very interesting. It's fascinating. And that's why, for me, I think humans are pretty wild. And that's why to be able to say that every human being should do anything a certain way is kind of crazy, because we are all so different and we all do what we do. And if you're not harming anybody, who cares? I mean, as long as...
Well, it better be your fence. I don't want no one straddling my fence.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I have to ask real nicely and maybe offer, some... I don't know, compensation for it.
That's true. I did offer up my Durango when I had the Durango back in the day to Ed Smith. And he turned it down, which I thought was weird, but,
Yeah.
I think
to each their own.
But Ted Smith did not turn you down. He said, I'll take your Durango.
Right. And then I had to sell it as soon as Ted was done with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Someone said, though, they don't think this fence fling will last very long because you'll probably get bored with it.
There you go. Well, she had the Eiffel Tower, man, but the Eiffel Tower is not easy to get to all the time. This fence is right in her neighborhood, I'm thinking.
Texas, this is a stupid topic even for you guys. Well done. Yay! Thank you. Mission accomplished.
Do what we can. That's what we do, man. Hey, look, what can I tell you? I mean, this is when you go, okay, this exists. What are you going to do? I mean, I am fascinated by this kind of stuff. I really am. But yeah, I can understand where, for our normal topic, yeah. All right, let's go back to what we know.
Food.
There we go. Yes. This is kind of a roundabout about food, but really, dude, this story continues to get more and more amazing. Because last week we talked about that Burger King employee who was rewarded for his 27 years of service with a pretty sad goodie bag.
Yes.
And so people were like, my gosh, I mean, what was in the goodie bag? Like a movie ticket, 2 pens? I mean, there wasn't much in the bag.
A lot of people joked, I think even him, it just felt like somebody that was part of the company that originally hired him were like, just go around the office and grab stuff. We'll make a gift bag out of it.
Because
like
27 years working at the Burger King is a pretty amazing feat. I mean, because usually a job like that, unless you're the owner, you go on to something else, because if you've got skills in anything that would make you, be good at Burger King, you can probably use those skills to get a job at a company that's bigger or will give you more responsibility. So, whether you're a manager or whether you're just really good at cooking, whatever, you can get a better job, because those are usually entry-level jobs.
Right.
And he's there 27 years, so I'm like, all right, how cool is that to know you can count on this dude?
Well, not only that, he's never missed a day of work.
Yep.
That's the amazing thing. So the sad gift bag motivated people to start a GoFundMe page to raise some money for him. And last week, what was it, in the low 5 figures, I think we saw?
And a lot of the reason why is because David Spade, the Hollywood dude, he saw the story and donated $5,000 and encouraged everybody to tell him, hey, keep up the good work. And then, yes, it just blew up after that story came out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because he's up to $130,000, more than that, actually, on the GoFundMe page. Kevin Ford, all of a sudden, for his 27 years, has got $130,000.
It's at almost 160 now. We just double checked.
Wow!
Whoa! And I don't know who Scott Dawson is, but he just beat David Spade for being the top donor by $200, $5,200.
So he's a cook, he's a cashier, works at the he works at the airport location, the Vegas McLaren airport location.
Yep.
Oh. And he felt as though he'd been sent a load of stuff that had been lying around, like you said, and but it was like, oh, whatever. And then boom, all of a sudden, the kindness of these strangers. He was like, I can't believe this. He says,
the kindness of the strangers for my 20th anniversary here? I got nothing. I didn't even get a pen.
No, you didn't even get a pen?
No. I mean,
you and I both, Steve. I don't think I got a pen
either. There are some mini cupcakes in the kitchen right now, but they weren't meant for that, so I'm not counting it.
Whoa. Boy, I'm glad I'm not there today, because I would be all over those cupcakes.
No, we can send them home with Joe if you want.
Yeah.
There you go.
I feel like he's going to love those cupcakes like that lady loves the fence.
Oh.
I will.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, with BJ.
You know what, Vicky? Here's the problem with that.
You sounded pretty excited.
I am, but they would never get any near that part of my anatomy, because my mouth wants them more than anything else. Oh yeah.
That doesn't sound better.
Dang. So I love Burger King's statement, because obviously now if you're Burger King, you're pretty embarrassed by the sad goodie bag that's pretty much attached to this story as it's being told over and over again. So Burger King said, oh, we offer a robust employee recognition program. What?
What does that
a robust employee recognition what does that even mean?
A large-chested woman.
Employee of the month? With a large-chested woman who tells you, gives you a big hug? I don't know, yeah.
They'd send her an email saying, congratulations on being here.
That's fun. We get those too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the new Rolex.
It's so robust.
Yes.
I
sent it to the entire staff. That way everybody knows you've been here forever.
Boy, Burger King. I think it would have been better for you just to say nothing and just let the guy get his money.
But is it Burger King or is it a company that...
Oh, the franchise? Like the franchise
hiring
owner?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. As a franchise, how does Burger King respond to stuff like this? Because they could have easily said that too. So it's interesting.
I'm sorry. It's funny. We're all worked up about it. But, I mean... Why is he guaranteed anything at 27 years?
Oh, wow. You're now definitely going to get nothing for your 20th.
See, I didn't already get anything.
You had a chance to roll it back and get something.
No one's getting me crap here.
Well, that's true.
I don't think it's so much like them getting him something. It's almost like a slap to the face. Like when I was a waitress and somebody would leave me like a $1 tip.
Worse.
It's worse.
Yeah.
I would rather them leave me nothing because at least I can maybe think they forgot or they thought someone else was putting cash down. At least there's that. This tells me, we kind of thought about you, but we put in minimal effort, which is more insulting.
We grabbed things off of Chuck's desk, who we fired last week.
Right. This would not have been an issue had they just not done anything.
It's a tough one,
right.
man, because I don't know who organized this. Because even, look, managers at fast food restaurants aren't, I mean, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I don't know how much dough they're rolling in. Now, the owner of the fast food restaurant, that's a different story. And if the manager called the owner and said, hey, Kevin's been working with us for, 27 years, never missed a day. And then if the owner says, too bad, I don't care, then as the manager, you try to do something. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this.
I feel like it's a giant scam and that they're all in cahoots with each other. They put this all together knowing that we could take advantage of the generosity of David Spade. And then it just blew up into something bigger. But they're all going to split the $160,000
How would they feel if that was the case? Would that ruin GoFundMe? Would that ruin anybody wanting to just give anybody a break again?
I'm sure that's not the case, but if it was, I'd be like, man, Disney, make that into a movie because that's the greatest story I've ever heard. A bunch of people created the dumbest backstory that led to over 6 figures worth of money being raised.
Yeah, it is. It's wild what people just decide to latch onto.
It is, but I think everyone relates to it because that's as much as we joke around. Like it's like you put in over 20 years somewhere. You would think, okay, the company's going to take care of you. When they don't, I think a lot of people could connect with that. Like I don't feel appreciated by my company, and you know what? I want to make this guy feel appreciated, and I can do something about it.
Does he have to pay tax on this?
I have no idea how any of this.
And he didn't set up the GoFundMe. Did somebody else set up the GoFundMe?
It looked like it was his daughter.
His daughter.
Oh, boy,
they're in cahoots.
Yeah, she's got the money. Who knows? She doesn't have to give it to Dad because she's the one that set it up. She's the one that has access, right?
I wonder how many times that happens. I think about that from time to time when like people set up GoFundMes. I'm like, that's really cool. Somebody went out of their way to put together a GoFundMe for somebody else. But at the end of the day, that person who set it up, I believe, gets the money.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many instances that's happened where someone's like, oh, crap, I wasn't expecting I was going to be able to raise this much for this person. I'll give them the $5,000 that I was hoping to raise, but I'm keeping the other $45,000.
Yeah, buddy.
There have been scams in the past for that sort of thing.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing that? Is there do they have to like say, I promise I'm going to give it to that person? Is there any kind of like legal?
I don't know.
Oh, gosh, I don't know for sure on that.
I thought you guys were lawyers.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah. I forgot. I'm the Reverend Enfuego Esquire.
I never passed the bar, so I'm kind of like I'm a more Better Call Saul kind of lawyer. If you have a mob situation,
oh dear.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you do get money from crowdfunding, like GoFundMe, they're considered personal gifts and are not taxed as income unless you are saying, hey, if I get this much money on GoFundMe, I will give you this. So if there's an exchange of something, then you will be taxed.
Oh, so he's going to get $130 scot-free. Wow. And I imagine legally, Vicky, does it have to go to the person you set it up for? Like the daughter couldn't scam him?
I mean, in theory.
That'll make Christmas weird.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, but I'd be like, sorry, Dad, I love you and everything, but you've had a good life, and I'm taking 130 and having a great life.
Here's a couple pens and another movie ticket.
There you go, Dad.
I quickly looked up an article. It looks like one person raised $2,000 in a GoFundMe campaign. They were arrested and charged with obtaining money by false pretenses. They pled guilty, and the lady faced a minimum of 5 years and up to 12 and a half years in prison. Woo! So this is big fraud stuff.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Put them in jail, all of them.
Because otherwise people are just going to go willy-nilly with this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know some people would go Willie, other people would go Nilly, but you're saying it's going to be both Willie and Nilly.
For 6 figures?
Yeah.
Willy-nilly this bitch.
Okay, that's what's going on. On Friday, Steve, Mr. Nilly, got this one wrong.
Who was the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
No.
Oh. Edgar.
Edgar? No.
Right.
Edgar Wright? No. Edgar Wright. That works too.
Crocodile Dundee.
No.
Oh, you were so close. His name was William, Mr. William Nilly. He is the one that, yes. Also known as Charles Lindbergh. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Bigs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.